In this video, I'm gonna go through how to get clients on LinkedIn with all the content that we make for clients, how we use it, and how you can apply it to your own LinkedIn to get meetings booked the easy way. By the end of this video is knowing everything you're gonna need for your LinkedIn and how to use it so that you can do it as efficiently as possible and just play LinkedIn on easy mode instead of hard mode. I'm gonna start from top of the list, work my way down, and I'm gonna show you examples in all this stuff, why we use it, and tie it into bits of research we've done. But caveat, we are constantly researching, we're constantly iterating and improving what we do. So while this is what we're doing now, it is very likely in a few months to come, this will evolve. And this is something that with clients, we generally evolve it as we go along. So we are always testing on my profile. And then as it starts to get the results, we apply it to clients. So top of the list, deep dive consult. What we do is we go through a whole bunch of questions. So we have scraped from this. This is one of our lead magnets we give away. It's a viral post template. We have scraped over 135,000 viral posts from LinkedIn to see what works, what gets engagement, specifically how to get engagement with your ideal clients so you can start messaging them, get a chat going. So in this document, we've created templates of all of it. So you get to see all, comes into three categories, and yes, it's ASS. And then within the three categories, you've then got templates of posts you can use. So what we do with our deep dive consult, we go through tens and tens of questions with our client, get them to answer it. That gives us the knowledge we need so that we can then create posts just like this for our clients. And you can access this yourself. So literally go through with the viral post templates and just create your own content. Use the templates to then fill it in specific to what you've got to talk about. Next is personality profile. Because we're managing someone else's LinkedIn, we need to become them. But this can still apply to yourself. We don't give away this at the moment, how to create it. But what we create is a whole guideline on someone's profile. So we get them to do a personality test. Then with our deep dive consult, going through all those questions, that transcript plus other transcriptions from other meetings, we take all of that data, feed it to ChatGPT. Each client has their own chat. And we then design out their personality profile so that when we're on their LinkedIn, we know how to write as them. And when we're messaging people, we know how to speak as them, how to hold a conversation, their tonality, phrases they use and such, how they would phrase questions, and also the questions that they would ask. So it helps us hold a conversation with someone in order to identify and qualify them as a prospect so that for our client, we can just say, right, we've got meetings booked or meet people for you to book meetings in with. And that is all done through this personality profile. One of the most important things, but you are yourself, you understand that. So you just need to speak as yourself. Now I'll go into, this is the more formal content. Firstly is the reels. This is stuff like this. As you see, this is our client, Alida. We're doing a bit of work with. She's taking a bit of a break at the moment. We're not doing anything on her LinkedIn at the moment, but this gives you an idea. The key thing around this is in your reels, you want to communicate the biggest problems that you solve and give the step-by-steps, and then also share the stories, the case studies of people you've worked with. And the reason for reels is it helps people build that know, like, and trust in you. It helps them become familiar. Our brains currently do not know how to distinguish between real life and video. So that is why we create such huge bonds and strong relationships with celebrities, actors and such, and even characters in series or films, because our brain can't distinguish between, is this reality or is it video? So that's why we do reels. It's really about helping people get to know your face, your personality, your body language, so they feel familiar and helps build trust. The 50+ photos we capture, this is of people doing what they do best. So if you're a professional service, you want photos of you doing what you do. And it falls into a similar thing with the reels. It's just a time efficient way to get your face out there without having to make content. And this is, if you're a professional service, just you working at your laptop, sipping coffee, meeting a prospect, catching up with a client, just photos of you doing what you do. If you're more construction based, this is like you, if you're on the tools, getting photos in that moment. If you're going through plans, whatever it is that you do in your day to day, just photos of you doing it. So we capture 50+ at a time so that we can use those week after week, month after month for our client. And as I say, it ties into that whole familiarity thing of people get to see your face, get to see you, become familiar with what you do, helps build that trust and reinforce, like when we're writing posts, like here, the image just helps reinforce that and add a layer of your personality, and it's more personable then. Posts, I mean, this comes from that first document I shared with Viral Post when it comes to the posts you want to create. So we create over 50 in one go when we onboard a client so that we've got everything pre-planned. and we're not then reliant on getting information from them every month to make their content. This is all done up front, so we know how to become them, so that we can write their post as them and then start messaging their new connections, their ideal clients as them. Next is the polls. These are a great way to get conversations started with your ideal client. So here's an example of one I did recently. How much is your ideal client worth to you per year? With then 32 votes on various different ranges. And I know that for our ideal client, we kind of want the $5,000 and above. So anyone that answers these, thankfully, like most people will get more than 10 grand a year from their ideal client. Therefore, I want to be messaging all these people that voted on this just to say, to start a conversation, start networking, find out about their ideal client, because that can help me qualify them as someone to work with. Creating polls, think of this for yourself. Essentially, like, what are the questions you want to know the answers to qualify someone as an ideal client? Like, whatever your industry is, what's the things that you wish you knew about prospects before you met them? And frame it in a way that makes it enticing and exciting for them to reveal. Make it all about them. That's why in my poll, it was asking them about their ideal client. So people think, oh, my ideal client, and it's exciting to engage with it then. So consider the same thing for polls, and then this is why we create 50 up front, so that we've got one every week that we can put out for our clients to help get engagement that's going to help start conversations with their ideal client. Next is lead magnets. Quintessentially, these are gifts that you give away to people that helps them solve a problem themselves that you can help them solve. So it's all around your service. A great way to think of lead magnets is just give away your internal processes, your checklist that you make, or the run-throughs, your standard operating procedures. Like, take all of that information and turn it into something that you can give away. Like, present it as a nice PDF, as a nice checklist, brand it, and use those to give away to people. As an example, we have our LinkedIn playbook that we give away completely free, and it's literally a step-by-step on how to use LinkedIn, when it loads, how to use LinkedIn to get clients. And it's just everything you need to know. We just give it away. This is literally the process we go through, designing someone's profile, making the content, how to engage, and what DMs to send, and how to network in your conversations to build new relationships and get clients. We've got video content in there as well. The whole thing is, we're showing you literally how to do what we do. And this is something that people can be really apprehensive about. They don't want to give away too much, but we literally give away everything. And like, I'm literally going through in this. This is a lead magnet in itself. This video I can use in conversations with people. If I'm chatting to someone, I can send them a message and be like, oh, I'll send you this video over that just literally explains everything you need on your LinkedIn. It goes through this list. This is what we create. This is what we use. And it will help you go through the whole journey of turning your LinkedIn into something that brings you leads and new clients every single month. So lead magnets, try and keep them, for you, keep them as simple as possible. What we do with clients, we try and look at like, what's a one-page document we create, for example, like a checklist or something, or the green and red flags to watch out for someone looking to buy from someone in your industry. So if you're a grounds maintenance contractor, you could have a checklist that's like, here's the things you want to make sure that a grounds maintenance contractor has got in place. Here's the red flags to avoid, and you just make it a one-page PDF. People will find that really helpful. And so when you're messaging them, you can offer that as a resource for them to access to help them solve whatever problem it is they're trying to solve. So think of it that way. Like, what's the biggest problems you solve for clients? Then just make resources that tells them how to go and solve that problem, and then offer it to them in conversations. Next, 5 raw reels. What we do with this is we're just making, similar to lead magnets, but these are more like basic video explainers. This is an example of one I've got myself. As I say, it's a raw reel. There's no mic, there's no formal editing. It's just getting in front of your selfie camera and recording a helpful video that's just going through just in like 4 minutes or less. Like, keep it under 5 minutes, and it's just how to solve this problem. So we're going through a case study with a client we worked with, where we're just literally sharing all the insights into what we did with them to help them. But you can use case studies, you can just use problem solving content where you just go through something where it's like, oh yeah, I've known a lot of people to have this problem, here's how I solved it. Make it relevant to what your service solves for people. These are designed to be used in the DMs. It's not, that's private messaging. This is not about posting it. You can post them, but they're much better used when you're just messaging people, discovering what they're struggling with, what problems they've got, relevant to what you can help them with. And when you dive into a problem, they open up a bit, you can be like, oh, I've actually got a video I ran through. I was talking to someone about it the other day. I just made a video, I ran through it all. Would you like me to send it over to you? And then you can just share it with them. And it's all about networking with people, building trust. Literally, LinkedIn is the exact same as an in-person networking event. When you're in person and you're networking, like we're all there to get clients, whether that's through referring each other or finding people in the room that we could actually help there and then, or help in time. And you're doing the same thing on LinkedIn. You're just helping make that happen. And when you're in-person networking, you've got yourself there. People are learning your body language, your tonality, they're seeing you, getting familiar with you and building that trust in you. So we're trying to accelerate that on LinkedIn. Next is your 12 selfies that we create. You haven't got to have 12. Like, as I say, this is all upfront content that we make, but it's just thinking about these things. You haven't got to have 4 lead magnets. You haven't got to have 5 raw reels. It's just make them as and when you need them. So just take selfies. So here's an example. This is me just taking a selfie on a post that went pretty viral, and nothing polished, nothing formal. I actually, on your LinkedIn, I actually recommend not using professional headshots or professional taken photos just because they seem so polished. It depends what industry you're in, but for most people, as a general rule, caveat, every rule is there to be broken, but as a general rule, or rather there's exceptions to every rule, but as a general rule, having raw photos like this, just in the moment, really show authenticity, honesty, and they help people build familiarity with you, and it's much more relatable. We're not normally consuming content in a way where we feel polished and glossy. We're often consuming content when we feel more real and more human. So the more your content can reflect that, the better. So a really polished professional photo feels staged and it gives off the presence of being staged. This is why I recommend just selfies, and this is why we capture them with our clients so that we've got that to use in their content when we're posting. Lastly, just gonna come to the LinkedIn profile. We've got, in the LinkedIn playbook, it runs through how to design your profile. We've got a PDF that breaks down what your profile wants to look like, but I'm just gonna give you a quick overview. This is a new client, Alison, we just started working with, and we're just going through the process. This is like mostly done, but we're finishing up our profile. So we completely changed her banner. I'm trying to think what it was before. I think it was just a photo of like their office or something, or a photo of like people, and made it something that helps identify who they help and what they help them achieve. So all around, they want smaller businesses and they're in like coastal end of Kent. So the whole thing is for people that are just always Googling how to fix stuff going wrong with their IT, well then they're their solution. And then what we've got is we just want to update the profile picture so it's probably in color. Like that's perfect, but it just wants to be in color. Remove the white background. We took a bunch of shots of her that we can use there. And then check my featured section. This, I like it where your eye in the Western world goes left to right and works from up down. So this is where the eye will end, and it's like check the featured section. So then go down, because we haven't updated the featured section yet. We've got to work. So this is where it comes to that lead magnet. We want to have the featured section offering a lead magnet somewhere so that it helps get people into the pipeline, and you can capture their email address. So then you've got them on LinkedIn, you've got their email. You can then start a relationship, start communicating with them. We're constantly improving this process. This will evolve. Like we have deleted, removed, and added so much content on this process. Like we didn't have the lead magnets before. We didn't have the raw reels, the selfies. We've added all of that in because we've realized how important it is. And that's what I've been experimenting with on my profile. Realized it works really well. So then we started adding it to clients. And there'll be other things. We've deleted a lot from it where we realize it's not part of the journey of getting clients on LinkedIn. So we've removed it. And consider this yourself, like, and it depends what you're trying to achieve with your LinkedIn. All we are trying to achieve is get you clients on your LinkedIn. So everything here is all designed with the sole purpose of being part of that journey of identifying prospects, building a relationship with them, helping them form trust in you, and then turning them into a client. Any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you want our full LinkedIn playbook, comment book below. I'll ping you the link over so you can run through. That outlines everything in terms of how to design your profile, what content to make, how to engage with your ideal client, and how to start reaching out to them and messaging them to book meetings.